the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Philippine Air Force welcomes 40th Commanding General. Troops aboard PC-390 conducts gift-giving activity for fishermen in Tawi-Tawi. House leadership says postponement of BARM election to resolve seat allocations in Parliament. New polymer banknotes introduced.
Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Good day everyone, as well as our troops at Camp Emilio Aguinaldo, Quezon City. Today is Friday, December 20, and we will bring you the latest news from the armed forces and other information around the Philippines. In behalf of Rob Suzon, this is Jhai Simbajon for AFP Community News.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And the Philippine Air Force welcomed its 40th Commanding General, Lieutenant General Arthur M. Cordura, Philippine Air Force, in a change of command ceremony at the Philippine Air Force Multipurpose Gymnasium, Colonel Jesus Villamor Air Base, Pasay City, yesterday, December 19. The said ceremony was presided over by His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., President of the Republic of the Philippines and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Lieutenant General Cordura succeeded 39th CG PAF, Lieutenant General Stephen P. Pareño, Philippine Air Force, who officially bowed out of service yesterday after more than 37 years in the service. Prior to this appointment, Lieutenant General Cordura served as the Vice Chief of Staff of the AFP and held various critical leadership roles throughout his military career.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And troops aboard BRP Jose Loor Sr. RPC-390 conducted gift-giving by the sea and water is life initiatives on the islands of Andulinang, Siloag, and Panguan, all in the municipality of Sitangkay, Tawi-Tawi. The troops, while conducting maritime security patrol, internal and external defense operations in the southwestern frontier, conducted the said community engagement activities for the fisher folks and their families. Moreover, the initiative also benefited families of Bajau community at Panguan Island who received food packs containing rice, canned goods, and packed noodles. The gift-giving activity from the PC-390 troops is a testament of their unwavering service not only to secure the country's maritime domain but also to ensure the welfare of the people in it.
DWDD Armed Forces News. Armed Forces Radio.
For other updates, let us hear the details about 7th Infantry Division wins a West Philippine Army unit in its campaign to end violence against women. Go ahead, Meljoy.
Yes, good afternoon. The 7th Infantry Kaugnay Division Philippine Army was recognized as the best Philippine Army major unit in its campaign on violence against women during the culminating activity of the 18-day campaign to end violence against women led by Lieutenant General Roy M. Galido, Philippine Army, Commanding General Philippine Army at Philippine Army Headquarters, Fort Andres Bonifacio, Taguig City, Metro Manila. Major General Joseph Norwin D. Pasamonte, Philippine Army, Commander of 7th Infantry Kaugnay Division Philippine Army lauded the Cognite troopers for this feat as he vowed to continue the unit's commitment to violence against women. He then commended the efforts and initiatives of the members of the Gender and Development Focal Point Committee through the Assistant Chief of Staff for Personnel G1, Lieutenant Colonel Julito Recto Jr. for their active campaign. Among the 7th Infantry Division best practices were the stern implementation of the Zero Tolerance Policy and Couples Retreat Program and the strengthened implementation of gender and development advocacy through its awareness campaign, monitoring system, and other relevant policies. Apart from that, the 7th Infantry Division has resolved and closed all 12 gender and violence cases since 2023. Major General Pasamonte also attributed this significant achievement to the strong collaboration of religious groups, partner government agencies, and other non-government organizations. Meanwhile, the 4th Infantry Diamond Division took second place, while the Headquarters and Headquarters Support Group won third place. The Combat Engineer Regiment won the Best Inspiring AVP campaign to end violence against women, while the Civil Military Operations Regiment won the Best in Community Impact. This is Meljo Inesio Arroco reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Meljoy.
DWDD Armed Forces.
And the Visayas Command or Viscom welcomed the launching of 2 projects under the Payapa at Masaganang Pamayanan or PAMANA program in Eastern Samar. The said initiative was highlighted during the groundbreaking ceremony of the Maslog-Hipapad Road and the Panikan Bridge projects in Barangay Poblacion, Maslog in the province. Gracing the occasion were Secretary Carlito G. Galvez Jr., the Presidential Advisor on Peace, Reconciliation, and Unity, and Honorable Marcelino Silibanan, 4 Peace Party List representative. Meanwhile, Viscom Commander Lieutenant General Fernando M. Reyes, Philippine Army, emphasized the command's active role in peace building and community development as he hailed the importance of PAMANA program.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And the 8th Civil Military Operations Dangpanan Battalion brought joy to the dependents of the troops and the children of Sitio Cantaba in a Christmas gift-giving event for the community. The event was filled with unlimited free ice cream, a variety of fun games, and exciting activities that brought smiles and joy to the young participants. With this, each children brought home special gifts from the troops of 8th CMO Battalion. Meanwhile, the battalion's initiative aimed to spread happiness and bring the Christmas spirit to the children.
DWDD Armed Forces News. Armed Forces Radio.
On the other line, let us hear more from Beth about Western Mindanao Command graces OCD-9's ICS Summit in Pagadian. Beth?
Western Mindanao Command Assistant Chief of the Unified Command Staff for Reservists and Retirees Affairs graced the Incident Command System Summit for Four Queens Resort to Brand District in Pagadian City. The said event was facilitated by the Zamboanga Peninsula Regional Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council through the Office of Civil Defense 11 with the theme ICS Cadres Institutionalizing Change. The ICS Summit was an avenue for ICS cadres and practitioners to update and enhance their delivery and understanding of ICS through sharing of lessons learned and best practices and fostering camaraderie. Meanwhile, Captain Edwin Elo, being an ICS expert, served as an incidents commander and resource person during the conduct of the summit. This is Betanieta reporting for the AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Beth Taniete.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And the Army Artillery Regiment held its second multi-sectoral community partners meeting at the AAR headquarters in 4th Magsaysay. The meeting aimed to strengthen collaboration and partnership between AAR MSCP civilian stakeholders and military personnel. During the meeting, a formal oath-taking ceremony for all MSCP members took place, where participants pledged their commitment to the organization's shared goal goals and values. Moreover, the MSCP meeting marked a milestone in the AAR's mission to engage and empower stakeholders, reaffirming its role as a catalyst for positive change and a reliable partner in nation building.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And for our military news, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. directed newly installed Philippine Air Force Commanding General Lieutenant General Arthur Cordura to make the path ever evolving to sustain its outstanding service to the Filipinos. Marcos expressed his confidence to Cordura he will rise to meet the challenges ahead. He said that the new PAF chief can guide the Air Force towards becoming an institution that is more agile, credible, and responsive to the demands of an ever-evolving security landscape. Before being designated as PAF chief, Cordura, a graduate of Philippine Military Academy class of 1990, was the vice chief of staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines.
DWDD Armed Forces News. Armed Forces Radio.
And now let us hear a reporter on the ground about 53rd Infantry Battalion attends Zamboanga del Sur's Provincial Joint Security Control Center meeting. Go on for the details, JR.
The 53rd Infantry Matapat Battalion attended Zamboanga del Sur Provincial Joint Security Control Center meeting at Camp Abilon in Lumbia District, Pagadian City. The 53rd Infantry Battalion Commanding Officer Lieutenant Colonel Rolando E. Vargas Jr. was accompanied by the battalion staff and company commanders during the said meeting. The meeting gathered key personnel to discuss security preparations and other issues related to the election period, including the deployment of security forces, coordination on potential threats, and the logistics requirement to maintain peace and order during the 2025 polls. Meanwhile, the gathering highlighted the collaboration approach between the military, police, and election officials to establish a unified strategy for election security. This is JR reporting for AFP Community News. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, JR.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And for our national news,
DWDD National News.
the proposed postponement of the elections in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao will help the region adjust with the allocation of seats in the BARM Parliament, according to the House Speaker Martin Romualdez. This comes after the exclusion of Sulu in the region. Romualdez said the postponement is not a delay in progress, but rather a necessary step to ensure that the foundation the government is building for BARM are solid and capable of supporting a sustainable autonomous government. The House of Representatives passed on third and final reading the House Bill 1114-4 that aims to postpone the first parliamentary elections in BARM until 2026. It would also give the government ample of time to sort out the issues surrounding the voting in the region.
DWDD National News.
And President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. led the unveiling of the first Philippine Polymer Banknote series featuring enhanced security and durability. The new banknotes will be available in circulation in the first quarter of 2025. In his speech, the President described the introduction of the polymer banknotes as a groundbreaking step that embodies the strength, ingenuity, and the forward momentum of our nation. PBBM said the Philippines joined over 40 countries, including Australia, Canada, the United Kingdom, and Singapore in adopting polymer banknotes due to their proven benefits, ensuring that the country's currency remains secure, durable, and sustainable.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
Let us hear more updates from a 2nd Civil Relations Group about 9th Civil Military Operations Battalion receives recognition during Dole Bicol Oregon Award 2024. Go ahead, Sena.
The 9th Civil Military Operations Battalion was honored during the Dole Bicol Oragon Award 2024, Oragon na Serbisyo, Strengthening Commitment and Celebrating Excellence in Partnership, held at Marison Hotel, Legazpi City. Lieutenant Colonel Johnny V. Danyas, Commander Officer of the 9th Civil Military Operations Battalion, personally received the recognition alongside 903rd Infantry Brigade and 31st Infantry Battalion, reflecting the strong collaboration between the military and Department of Labor and Employment in advancing labor and commitment initiatives. The award recognized the battalion's outstanding support and active contributions in partnership with the DOLE. The event was graced by DOLE Secretary Bienvenido E. Laguesma, who served as the keynote speaker. The highlight of the program was the presentation of the Oragon Award 2024, which honored local government agencies, local government units, and private sector partners for their active support and partnership with DOLE. The 9th Civil Military Operations Battalion remains committed to fostering partnerships that drive development, employment, and peace in the region. This is Sena from Solcom reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Sena.
DWDD National News.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. said that the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation members would enjoy complete and continuous services despite the cancellation of subsidy for the state-run insurer in 2025. Marcos noted that whether there are subsidies or not, this will not reduce the services of PhilHealth. He added that the government will be increasing the services provided by PhilHealth and we will expand the payments for insurance claims. In his speech before the session adjourned on Wednesday, House Speaker Martin Romualdez said the House of Representatives would conduct an inquiry in 2025 to check if PhilHealth's funds were being managed properly.
DWDD National News.
And the Commission on Election has moved from end of December to early next year the printing of 73 million ballots for the 2025 midterm polls. COMELEC Chairman George Erwin Garcia said the adjustment is necessary to give way to the resolution of pending nuisance cases and avoid the perception that they are rushing things out. He said the remaining pending nuisance cases were all at the local level as the COMELEC has already finalized the list of aspirants for senators at 66 and for party list groups at 155. The commission had accredited a total of 160 party list groups and organizations, but only 156 were able to file their certificates of nominations and acceptance.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
And we have a report coming in from Junes of 6th Civil Relations Group about tribute for West Philippine Sea and Westcom Night concludes in Palawan. Junes?
The Western Command, through 6th Civil Relations Group Civil Relations Service Armed Forces of the Philippines, in collaboration with various military and civilian groups, hosted the tribute for West Philippine Sea and Westcom Night at Balayong Park, Puerto Princesa City. The event, which marked the AFP's 89th founding anniversary, brought together local performers, youth groups, academies, and various sectoral organizations in Palawan to endorse the Philippine government's peaceful efforts in the West Philippine Sea. The evening was a vibrant celebration of music and culture, with performances from the Hiraya Band and High Notes Band, alongside other local talents from the uniformed services, youth organizations, and the community. The activity aimed to raise awareness and build support for the government's efforts in asserting the country's sovereignty over the West Philippine Sea. Puerto Princesa City Mayor Honorable Lucilo Byron, the event's keynote speaker, emphasized the importance of asserting the nation's sovereignty to protect the future of the Philippines. He underscored the role of the youth in advocating for the country's interests and securing national stability. The event's success was attributed to the collective efforts of a Westcom AFP and their numerous partners, fostering a sense of patriotism and unity. It also highlighted the strong commitment of the people of Palawan in protecting the nation's freedom and sovereignty against external threats. This event not only celebrated the AFP's contributions to national security, but also reinforced the unity of the Filipino people in safeguarding their homeland. And that's the latest update. This is Private Pelayo reporting for AFP Community News. 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you so much, June Pilayo.
DWDD National News.
And the estimated 15,000 Philippine offshore gaming operators or POGO hub workers at the now closed Island Cove Hotel and Resort in Kawit, Cavite will be prioritized in the job fairs organized by the Department of Labor and Employment for Employment Opportunities. Department of the Interior and Local Government Secretary Junvic Remulla assured this as the affected workers were gripped with fear for their lost income due to the permanent closure of the POGO hub. Aside from the 15,000 local workers, about 15,000 others Chinese nationals were also employed at the Island Cove POGO hub. The DILG said the POGO hub's operation in Island Cove started in 2019 and ended in November 2024, a month before the deadline set by the President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.
DWDD National News.
And President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. said it is still too early for him to decide on the appeal for clemency of Mary Jane Veloso. Marcos said he is aware of the request for clemency. However, he mentioned they have to look at Veloso's status and would let the government's legal expert review her case. The president added that it would take a long time before it could be determined whether or not freeing Veloso was appropriate.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
And now let us hear from Jimboy about 95th Infantry Battalion and PNP recover explosive materials in Cagayan. Jimboy?
Yes, Jhai, the 91st Infantry Battalion, Gonzaga Police Station and 2nd Authored Maneuver Company, Regional Mobile Force Battalion 2, successfully recover various explosive materials at Sitio Tagcar, Barangay Iska, Gonzaga, Cagayan. Recovered materials included 38 units of improvised explosive device, 4 units of blasting machine, 5 units of remote controller and meters stranded wire. The recovered equipment has been handed over the police for proper disposal. Meanwhile, the successful recovery of explosive device is a result of the information given by concerned citizens who are ready to help the government target the forces of the community terrorist group in the province of Cagayan. This is Jimboy reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Jimboy.
DWDD National News.
And the Department of Education announced its formal partnership with the Land Registration Authority to address long-standing issues with untitled properties that often hinder infrastructure projects. DepEd said this partnership is in line with its effort to expedite the construction of school buildings and facilities. Education Secretary Sonny Angara said that they see the lack of title signifies a lack of security or a lack of secured future because it delays the construction of new classrooms. The partnership, spearheaded by Angara and LRA Administrator Gerardo Pangasirios, seeks to digitize manually issued land titles under DepEd, marking a crucial step toward resolving the long-standing classroom shortage.
DWDD National News.
And the Department of Foreign Affairs announced that the deliveries of passports will now be carried out by LBC Express. In a statement, the FA said that to ensure a seamless transition to the new courier service provider, a customer service representative will contact applicants whose passport deliveries are affected by the change in courier service providers. Air 21, the agency's former courier, announced that it would no longer be providing courier service for passport deliveries effective December 23 due to ongoing transition and system upgrade. They are advising the public to directly contact relevant authorities or service providers for further assistance or concerns.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
More updates from Leonor about Naval Forces Western Mindanao welcomes BRP Juan Magluyan. Leonor?
Naval Forces Western Mindanao welcomed the arrival of BRP Juan Magluyan at Ensign Marie Pierre Naval Station Romulo Espaldon in Bagong Calarian, Zamboanga City. PC-392 is a Philippine Navy Jose Andrada class coastal patrol vessel. In his message representing Naval Forces Western Mindanao Commander, Rear Admiral Francisco Tagamolilla, Colonel Jonathan Gabor, the Deputy Commander for Marine Operations, emphasized the evolving nature of the threats in the region, noting that these challenges now extend beyond traditional warfare to include non-traditional threats such as piracy, human trafficking, smuggling, and terrorism. Meanwhile, prior joining Naval Forces Western Mindanao, the BRP-1 Magluyan PC-392 underwent dry docking and other related repairs at Josefa Shipways Incorporated in Navotas, Manila. This is Leonor Tanap reporting for AFP Community News, 1AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Lenore. And another update from Glenn Lee about Lieutenant General Pareño bows out from service. Glenn?
Yes, Jhai, good afternoon. The 39th Commanding General of the Philippine Air Force, Lieutenant General Stephen P. Pareño, officially bowed out from military service in a ceremony held at the PAF Multipurpose Gymnasium, Colonel Jesus Villamor Air Base, Pasay City, yesterday, December 19. In his message, Lieutenant General Pareño reflected on his 2-year tenure as the Air Force Chief, highlighting key accomplishments under his leadership. He also highlighted the acquisition of new air assets, the enhancement of training programs, and the expansion of global military engagement and multilateral exercises as key factors in strengthening PAF operational capabilities. Meanwhile, the said change of command ceremony was presided over by His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., President of the Republic of the Philippines and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. This is your Glenn Legal-Chan reporting for AFP Community News, 1AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Glenn Gulchan.
DWDD National News.
And for our final news, the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology has accepted sahada or prayer mats from the representatives of National Commission on Muslim Filipinos during their visit at the Quezon City Jail Male Dormitory. QCJMD Warden Superintendent Warren M. Geronimo said the special visitation event of the NCMF is part of efforts to promote respect for the rights and religious practices of all persons deprived of liberty. Aside from the prayer mat donations, the NCMF Legal Affairs Division also conducted a forum to address the legal questions of the PDLs concerning their cases.
DWDD National News.
And that's all for today's broadcast. Thank you for joining us, especially to our audience in our Facebook page, AFP Radio DWDD. Don't forget to tune in next week for more updates, same time, same station. Again, this is Jhai Simbajon for AFP Community News, 1AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Ito ang DWDD 1134 kHz AM. Balita, impormasyon at musika. Ito ang DWDD AFP Radio. Boses ng Kawal Pilipino.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, Kapisanan ng mga Broadcaster ng Pilipinas.